Call together the regular council meeting of January 12th, 2015. Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
Colella.
Here.
Dixon. Givens. Here. Hannon.
Present.
Harrison.
Present.
McLean.
Here.
Mowry. O'Brien.
Present.
Pape. 6 present.
6 members are present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Chair announcements. An executive session of council was held on Saturday, December 13th, 2014, and Monday, December 15th, 2014, respectively, to discuss personnel issues, and an executive session was held before we came out on the floor tonight. Next, we go to the report of the officials. We have the library director's report.
Good evening. My name is Christine. I'm the director of Your Public Library, where we provide services to inform, inspire, and enrich the community. There will be, during the month of January, the Children's Department is hosting a winter reading program for children preschool through grades 5. And during the month of February, the adult winter reading program will take place for anyone 18 or older. Each of the programs, you have a chance each week to enter into a raffle drawing. So there'll be 4 prizes for each age, the children and the adult, and then there'll be a grand prize drawing too. On Wednesday, January 21st at 7 p.m. at the Community Center is the next Town Hall Speaker Series speaker, who will be Bob Cranmer. He will discuss his book, Demon of Brownsville Road. This program is a joint venture between the Recreation Department and the library and is funded in part by the Community Foundation. On Thursday, January 22nd at 7 p.m., the library is hosting a program on strategies to maximize your Social Security benefits. And we are hosting a program on Google Drive where you will learn how to create and use your free cloud with Google. Cover the setting up of an account, storing files using Google Docs. We have 2 sessions, one on Friday, January 23rd at 10 a.m. and one on Thursday, January 29th at 7 p.m. The library is embarking on a project. We are having the interior of the library painted. This will happen sporadically from now through the end of February. The library will not close, but expect to have some sections closed off as they move around the library to paint. Also, too, just a reminder that with winter weather, if the library needs to open late, close early, or will be closed due to a weather emergency, you will see that on WTAE, WPXI, also KDKA, on the scroller on BPTV, and also in our Facebook and Twitter feeds. And I just wanted to take a moment to thank Chief Rogan, Tom Rigatti, and the police department. I called Tom a few weeks ago and asked if there was any way that they could do photo IDs for the library staff. And after talking with the chief, who said yes, I'm happy to let everyone know that the police department did make photo IDs, or will be this week, making photo IDs for all of the library staff so that we're more easily identifiable in the library. So I thank you for that. And that is all I have this evening. Are there any questions?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, have the police chief's report and Chief Rogan.
Good evening, everyone. A couple things I wanted to just bring your attention to that recently have happened. We completed our holiday food drive. It was the most successful one we've had yet. We distributed 238 boxes of food to families who needed assistance over the holidays, and we also had enough food left that we actually gave several truckloads of food to South Hills Interfaith Ministries, and I know that was greatly appreciated by them. And we really want to thank all of the community, the volunteers who helped with the collection, the packaging of the food. If any of you happened to have been over to the community center when they were doing that, it was absolutely amazing. How many people were there, how much food was there, how much food got packaged and loaded on the trucks. It was amazing. We had volunteers from the police department, from our fire department, from Tri-Community South EMS. We wanted to thank the Bethel Park Public Works Department. They provided trucks and helped us distribute all this food. We'd like to thank the Bethel Park Community Center staff for assisting with that major endeavor of basically filling the entire room over there with food. It was quite a sight to see. And we also wanted to thank some corporate partners who helped us with that, and that was 2 Men in a Truck, who provided all the boxes for the food, Pepsi Corporation for providing their products for the food drive, and we also would like to thank our Walmart store for sponsoring the lunch for the volunteers who showed up to help us package and distribute the food. It was all greatly appreciated, and it was a wonderful event. The other thing we do in addition to the food drive is we do an Adopt a Family program. And this year we were able to help 61 Bethel Park families who needed a little assistance over the holidays. Items donated to these families included boxes of food, gifts, gift certificates, toys for children. And I really wanted to thank everyone who adopted a family, who made somebody's holidays a little more special than they might have been. We had some special volunteers who helped us package and distribute the Adopt a Family program gifts, and that was Kathy Rigatti and Eva Parker and Rob Knestrick, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, from the Bethel Park Fire Department. They were especially helpful in that, and I'd like to thank all of them. It was an extraordinary year in both the amount of giving and volunteering in our community, and I really wanted to thank everyone who helped out on it. It was really wonderful to see. Two other things I wanted to just quickly mention. As I've mentioned in other meetings, our Citizens Police Academy and our Law Enforcement Apprenticeship Program, which is a high school program, will be starting this Wednesday, January 14th. We have 37 people signed up for the Citizens Police Academy, and we have 11 young high school adults in our LEAP program. And there are some spots that are open. If anyone would have an interest in joining, we would love to have you. There's still room. You can obtain an application online, or you can come to the Police Records Department, and we will be happy to provide you with an application. And then lastly, our next Crime Watch meeting is scheduled for Monday, January 19th at 6:30 p.m. at the Bethel Park Community Center. We'd like everyone who has an interest in participating in Crime Watch, you're welcome to attend. Even if you haven't attended before, this would be a great time to come out and meet with everyone. Our location and date in February will be again at the Community Center on February 16th. And we're going to have a special guest speaker that night. It'll be Senator Matt Smith. So if you have an interest in attending the Crime Watch, they're starting up again. We have one in January and February, and we'd love to see everyone come out. It's a great program for our community. And that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chief. Next, we have the Fire Chief's report.
Good evening. My name is Dave Gerber. I'm the Fire Chief with the Bethel Park Volunteer Fire Company. In the year of 2014, the Bethel Park Volunteer Fire Company ran 441 calls. We ran 61 fire calls, 6 overheated motor calls, 17 rescue calls, 84 hazardous conditions, 21 service calls, 48 good intent, 198 false alarms, and 6 severe and natural weather disaster type calls. Just so everybody knows, since 2011, we've raised our annual calls by, 70 calls. I'm sorry. In 2011, we ran 371 calls. In 2012, we ran 394. 2013, we ran 422. In 2014, we're up another 19 calls to 441. So once again, we're 100% volunteer in the department. So I think that says great things about the residents that you have here in Bethel Park and how they're willing to come out and help, along with all the training and the calls and stuff we run every year. So Next thing on the list, lottery calendars for 2015. If anybody is still interested in a fire company lottery calendar, you can stop at EV Hardware. I believe they have them. If they didn't for a while, they do have them again. If anybody's interested, you can stop there or see one of your local firemen. You can still buy one. They're $25. There's a couple left, so if anybody is interested and would still like one, it gives you a chance to win a prize every day. Buy the calendar. You fill out the card. The monetary cash prize that's every day. They'll send you a check right to your house, so you ain't got to chase anybody down to collect it or anything like that. So, if you're still interested and would like one, you can stop at EV Hardware. Like I said, see one of your local firemen, and they'll take care of you. Last thing on the list, real quick. Yesterday we had a fire on Willow Glen. If anybody saw it on the news. I know I've got a lot of phone calls today and people worried. One of the problems we had was a frozen hydrant. The initial fire hydrant that we hooked up to, when we went to try and open it, it was frozen shut due to the extreme cold and stuff we've had lately. I just want everybody to know that is not a normal problem that happens. So don't everybody get upset and stuff. Open it up. When we went, like I said, to open up the hydrant, everything was froze. Much like your car, the extreme cold tends to bring out a little problem and make it a bigger problem. So to end up getting water and stuff to put the fire out, we ended up laying almost a half mile of hose between the two different lengths. We emptied 2 trucks of 1,000 foot each of our vehicles, and then there was Upper St. Clair who laid a bunch of supply line also. So I just want everybody to know that the water company was there today. They were fixing the hydrant, so there's definitely a problem. But just so everybody can be at ease, just because of the extreme cold doesn't mean that always happens. But like I said, it tends to bring out a little problem, make it a bigger problem and stuff. And it did yesterday. Unfortunately, it just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. So with that, like I said, everybody can rest at ease. Hopefully I know the municipality works with the water company, and the water company comes out frequently to check all those hydrants. It's part of the maintenance agreement with the municipality to check all that stuff out, and they normally do a good job. Every once in a while you do have a problem, and unfortunately that happened with us yesterday with the water company. So with that is all I have, unless anybody has any questions.
Thank you, Dave.
We're good? Okay.
We'll now have the mayor's report. Mayor Allen.
Good evening, everyone. I have 2 items tonight. One is our recognition for our holiday lighting contest, and I hope there's some people here to receive their awards. And then the second thing is the annual State of the Municipality report. So I'm actually going to be sitting down for that one because it's only about 35 minutes. So, okay, if we can start with the 2014 holiday lighting. The Ward 1 winner is Robert and Lauren Butt from 5501 California Avenue, and I don't think they're here. Okay. We also had an honorable mention at 2746 Mesta Street. Ward 2 winner, Michael and Dawn Zubasic, 5575 Saddlebrook Drive. They were going to try to be here, but I guess they didn't make it. Honorable mention went to 5530 Saddlebrook Drive. Ward 3 winner, you and Sally McClendon, 3219 Postgate Drive. Honorable mention is 3540 Forest Road and 1027 Clifton Road. Ward 5, we have Pamela Boback at 2348 Wells Drive. Not here. Honorable mentions are 22 Santa Fe Drive and 2350 Caswell Drive. The next one may be here. Ward 6 winner, Nathan Chaffin, 5662 King School Road. You Nathan? Oh, wait a minute. That's my list.
You got to help him out, Nathan.
Yeah.
You can have them all, actually. Okay. Then you're going to tell us exactly what you did at your house, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm going to read to you the certificate of award. It's presented this 12th day of January 2015 by the municipality of Bethel Park to the Chafin residents in acknowledgement of the outstanding 2014 holiday season display of decorations and your residence located at 5662 King School Road. You are hereby presented the Mayor's Award for Excellence. This recognition is given to your home, signifies that your holiday decorations were judged to be the best in Ward 6. Bethel Park appreciates your efforts to enhance our community's image at this special time of year. Congratulations and best wishes for a bright 2015. So thank you very much. Did you want to say something? No? Okay. Ward 7, we had Thomas and Christy Dawson of 3008 Oakhurst Road, and I don't believe they're here. Ward 8, Brian Kelly, 2621 Summit Street. Okay, thank you very much. And you want to say a few words on your decorations?
I'm actually his neighbor. He's out of town.
Well, make sure you don't keep that. So, you were honorable mention. Oh, okay. Thank you. And Ward 9 winner is Thomas and Eleanor Moses of 792 Greenhaven Drive, and I think their son's here. Honorable mention 784 Clifton Road, 765 Greenhaven Drive, and 124 Rocky Ridge Road. So thank you very much. You want to say a few words? You're not the neighbor, are you?
Actually live in Mount Lebanon.
Well, we're going to expand this next year. It's just surrounding communities. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thanks to all the winners that are here and the ones that didn't make it. I'm going to go back and do the state of the municipality.
Jack, can you take this on the road next year?
Yeah. Okay. It's my honor and privilege to provide the annual state of the municipality as required by our home rule charter. I would like to begin by recognizing and commending the council, municipal staff, the police department, the volunteer fire department, and the emergency medical team for all their hard work and dedication to the community. In addition, I must also mention the men and women that serve on our various boards, commissions, and authorities. These people serve by appointment of council, and for the most part, their pay is our gratitude and the good feeling they get serving in the community. I'm pleased to report that again this year, the auditing firm of Maher Duzel has completed the 2013 municipal audit report, and I quote, "We noted no matters involving internal control of its operation that we consider to be reportable conditions under established standards by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants," which means we did good. The financial department, like all other departments, continually seek ways to be more efficient and readily accept the advice and recommendations of all the auditors on matters that are beneficial to the people of Bethel Park. And thank you, Joe, and your staff for your work. Bethel Park continues to be a hotspot for new businesses and developers. Many people consider us to be a maturing community. In many respects, that's true. However, it is important to consider that while Bethel Park continues to grow with new developments, it is also very encouraging to know that we have significant new redevelopments in our town. 2014 was a good year for new developments, and these included KFC, Dunkin' Donuts, and AutoZone. But 2015 will be a banner year. For residential developments, this year we have Millennium Woods, which is located off Baptist Road near the entrance to Millennium Park, 49 single-family residential homes, and that's under construction. South Hills Village at Port Authority property, located off Village Drive, adjacent to the parking garage, 305 apartment units. The plans are submitted and it's under review. The former Logan School property, the Bethel Park Retirement Community Living, is located on Keystone Drive in former BP School District Logan School, 132 unit development or independent senior living building. Partial improvements obtained and the detailed site plans aren't yet received. And Canals apartment development located on Library Road near the intersection of Brightwood. Construction of a 24-unit apartment building and the zoning is under review. Detailed site plans have not yet been received. Now from commercial developments, we have Enterprise Car Rental on South Park Road. A new building is being constructed and in operation. Spoonwood Microbrewery, the former Duke Station on Baptist Road, is scheduled to be open in January, February this year. Allegheny Health Systems, formerly Jefferson Regional Medical Center, new office site, Higbee Drive and Paxton Drive near Baptist Road, improved, under construction, and it looks like it's going to be open fairly soon. Cool Springs Golf Center on Hamilton Road and Baptist Road, remodeling existing buildings and construction of new medical, sports, rehabilitation facilities, and athletic field. Approved and under construction. Hillcrest Christian Academy, new classroom construction, approved. Construction is not started yet. The Stephenson Veterinary Clinic on Clifton Road, approved. Construction not started. Eaton Park on Library Road is approved. Construction not started. Bruce Brother Tires on Hillside Drive near Sheets, approved. Construction not started. And finally, Millennium Shops, the shopping center on Library Road adjacent to Sheets, zoning under review and detailed site plans not yet received. So as you can see, there's a lot going on in Bethel Park in 2015. Perhaps the largest project that will be starting in 2015 and finishing in 2016 is the Bethel Park Volunteer Fire Department's new home. Construction is slated to begin later this year and to be finished in 2016. I believe that we as a council and staff must continue to have the vision that Bethel Park will always be a work in progress, and it is our responsibility to walk that delicate line between development and protecting our residents and our neighborhoods. So, Mr. President, it is my observation and my opinion that the state of the municipality is strong in all areas. I think that it continues to go forward and we are positioned to adequately meet our immediate and future challenges. Bethel Park continues to be blessed in so many ways. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. All righty, the next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. Mr. McLean.
I move that we approve the regular council meeting minutes of December 8th, 2014.
Second. There's a motion and a second to approve the regular council meeting minutes of December 8th, 2014. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagna, please call the roll.
Kalala?
Yes.
Gibbons?
Yes.
Hannon?
Yes.
Harrison?
Yes.
McLean?
Yes.
O'Brien?
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Bills and payrolls, Mr. McLean.
Motion, I move that we approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 011215 in the amount of $1,474,428.10.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality for bill list number 011215 in the amount of $1,474,428.10. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnon, please call the roll.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes. I was omitted.
McLean.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Councilman.
Motion passes 6-0.
Somebody.
Next item is the resident comments section for non-agenda items. Everybody will have 3 minutes to speak, and at 2 minutes, the manager will give you the warning that you have 1 minute to conclude your remarks. Please give your name and address.
Good evening. My name is Beverly Moot, and I reside at 5990 McPherson Avenue. Tomorrow will be 14 weeks since my home suffered major water damage as a result of the efforts by the BPFD to fight a fire at 5985 McPherson. Since then, I have appeared before you at each of the last 3 council meetings to make you aware of and keep you abreast of the situation we are facing. At the last meeting in December, I reported to you that I was cautiously optimistic that there might be a light at the end of the tunnel and that there was every indication that our situation was going to be resolved. Christopher Bennett, the insurance agent from Gallagher Bassett Services, the agency representing the fire department, had assured us that he was going to cover our damages and then seek reimbursement from the other homeowners agency. At that time, we of course thanked him and said that we planned to come to the council meeting the following week to let you know that there was finally going to be some sort of resolution to this mess. Even though it didn't happen as expeditiously as we were led to believe, I am pleased to stand here tonight to tell you that, as of last Wednesday, January 7th, an amicable settlement was reached with the insurance company. And while we have yet to receive the settlement, we have been promised that the check is in the mail. Since I don't anticipate having to address this issue before council again, I would like to take a moment to tell you that this entire process took much too long and was extremely hard on my husband and me, both physically as well as emotionally. We are both in our 60s, and we should not have had to be the ones to spend hours replacing our fence that was taken down by the fire department, or the ones to cut, remove, and discard the damaged carpet and padding, along with the removal and displacement of the furniture, computer, TV, books, bookcases, etc., that were in the damaged room. We would like to suggest, should a similar situation ever occur to someone else, that some of the younger, stronger volunteer firemen offer their assistance. The fire department now receives dedicated tax from the residents of Bethel Park, so it will go a long way to showing their appreciation for our support and tax dollars. The emotional toll cannot be described. Anger, frustration, and most times a feeling of being completely on our own against the big machine. We should not have had to fight so hard for what is right. So I leave you, our elected council, with this to consider. Now that you know of the long uphill battle that we faced, you can either choose to ignore it, or you can work together and look for solutions to fix this problem before someone else is standing here before you with a similar concern. Thank you.
Thank you.
James Guffey. I actually live at 4135 Steiger Street, which is Pittsburgh 15234. I'm here tonight, though, in my capacity as the executive director of South Hills Interfaith Ministries, and I wanted to follow up Chief Rogan's comments and express to this council and to the Bethel Park community our thanks for the Police Pals' recent holiday food drive, and wanted to come here to say and make sure that you were aware of the outstanding work that Officer Regatti and the other officers do in support of the community and community outreach. And on behalf of Shim and the Board of Directors, again, to say thank you. One thing I did also want to make sure you were aware of is that through your partnership as the municipality with Allstate Insurance Company, they were looking for a local partner to benefit, and it was Officer Regatti's suggestion that their support come to SHIM during this time as opposed to Officer Regatti, because, as the mayor indicated, this is a blessed community, felt that the community had done a wonderful job in supporting the drive. So in lieu of Officer Regatti taking a contribution check from Allstate and then purchasing more food that fortunately would have ended up at SHIM. Officer Regatti certainly understood the value of cash is king, and I can leverage that at the food bank and other opportunities. So we were fortunate enough during the food drive and the distribution of the food to receive this check from Allstate with Officer Regatti. So again, on behalf of SHIM and especially the families that we serve, while it is a blessed community, there are still some families that are struggling to catch up from the Great Recession, and to say thank you to the residents of Bethel Park, to this council, and certainly to the police department for their outstanding outreach. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
If I may, we may mention, I'm sure the camera couldn't see it, but that check said $5,000. So that's a significant amount of money that those folks have to
Thank you, Mr. Harrison.
continue their efforts. Thank you.
All righty, let's move on to general policy and finance. Mr. McLean.
Yes. We have a number of reappointments to various boards to make this evening, so I will begin with the first. Reappointment to the Building and Fire Code Appeals Board. I move that we reappoint Joseph P. Niedermeyer II to the Building and Fire Code Appeals Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the reappointment of Joseph P. Niedermeyer II to the Building and Fire Code Appeals Board for a term to expire December 31st, 2017. Any discussion of council? Mr. Spagnon, please call the roll.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Gibbons. Yes. 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Reappointment Building and Fire Code Appeals Board. I move that we reappoint Raymond K. Wushner to the Building and Fire Code Appeals Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017.
We have a motion and a second to reappoint Raymond K. Washner to the Building and Fire Code Appeals Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017. Any discussion on this motion? Mr. Spagnon, please call the roll.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes. Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Reappointment Cable TV Board. I move that we reappoint Matthew K. McKee to the Cable TV Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2018.
Second.
We have a motion to reappoint Matthew K. McKee to the Cable TV Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2018. Any discussion on this from council? Mr. Spagnon, please call the roll.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Reappointment Civil Service Commission. I move that we reappoint Carl Denson to the Civil Service Commission for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to reappoint Carl Denson to the Civil Service Commission for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnon, please call the roll.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Reappointment Library Board. I move that we reappoint Kenneth L. Moore to the Library Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017.
We have a motion and a second to reappoint Kenneth L. Moore to the Library Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnon, please call the roll.
Colella,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Reappointment Municipal Authority. I move that we reappoint George W. McTall to the Municipal Authority for a term to expire on December 31st, 2019.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to reappoint George W. McTall to the Municipal Authority for a term to expire on December 31st, 2019. Any discussion from the council? Mr. Spagnon, please call the roll.
Gibbons, Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Colella.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Reappointment Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services. I move that we reappoint Joshua I. Armstrong to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017.
We have a motion and a second to reappoint Joshua I. Armstrong to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Reappointment Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services. I move that we reappoint Bill Bonacorsi to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services for a term to expire on December 31, 2017.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to reappoint Bill Bonacorsi to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Reappointment Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services. I move that we reappoint Leonard F. Spagnolo to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services for a term to expire on December 31, 2017.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to reappoint Leonard F. Spagnolo to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Reappointment Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services. I move that we reappoint Mary Ann McCardle to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services for a term to expire on December 31, 2017.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to reappoint Mary Ann McCardle to the Board of Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Reappointment Planning and Zoning Commission. I move that we reappoint Thomas W. Clavan to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a term to expire on December 31, 2018.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to reappoint Thomas Clavan to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a term to expire on December 31st, 2018. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
Colella,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Reappointment Zoning Hearing Board. I move that we reappoint Stephen M. Reagan to the Zoning Hearing Board for a term to expire on December 31, 2019.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to reappoint Stephen M. Reagan to the Zoning Hearing Board for a term to expire on December 31st, 2019. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
Gibbons, Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Colella.
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Reappointment Zoning Hearing Board Alternate. I move that we reappoint Carol Stewart to the Zoning Hearing Board Alternate for a term to expire on December 31, 2017.
We have a motion and a second to reappoint Carol Stewart to the Zoning Hearing Board Alternate for a term to expire on December 31st, 2017. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
Hannon,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
Last item in this portion of the agenda, acceptance of the resignation of Municipal Planner Michael Smith. I move that we accept the resignation of Municipal Planner Michael Smith effective January 9, 2015.
Second?
There's a motion and a second to accept the resignation of the municipal planner, Michael Smith, effective January 9th, 2015. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
Harrison,
Yes.
McLean,
Yes.
O'Brien,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Gibbons,
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Mr. McLean.
We have no other items on the agenda under General Policy and Finance.
Any additional items?
Mr. Hannon,
Mr. Harrison.
as I've indicated many times from this dais, my mother brought us up on adages and sayings. And so the one I'm going to allude to tonight is that this country is going to Hades in a handbasket. Now, I'm sure if she was living today, she'd use stronger language than that. But I'm speaking to it because we have a president of the United States that routinely violates the Constitution, and the people finally apparently got fed up with that, and they changed the character of the Congress this time, and hopefully that will correct some of the problems we have. The reason I'm referring to that is that Bethel Park governing body ignores what I call the Constitution of Bethel Park, which is a home rule charter. They actually passed an ordinance. Well, anybody that reads plain English can see that the home rule charter says that an ordinance passed by this governing body does not become effective until 30 days after the action is taken. This council put the fire company question on the ballot, submitted the paperwork within 3 days of council taking the action. I actually spoke to that fact that night before the vote was taken, indicating that it was clear that that was in violation of home rule charter. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but I looked in my dictionary, and that's what I allege is misfeasance of this governing body when they knowingly violate the law of Bethel Park. It's important to talk about this time because this year, 2015, it's what's called a local election. That's when people that are serving on local governing bodies like council are up for election. In the case of Bethel Park, there's 4 seats on this council in the 2nd ward, the 4th ward, the 6th ward, and the 8th ward, which will be on the ballot this year. So if people are upset with this governing body not living by the law to the best of their ability, and they live in one of these 4 wards, they may want to consider whether they want to get involved in local government. And the reason I'm speaking to it tonight is that to get your name on the ballot, you have to file certain paperwork, and that's regulated by the election board. It's by county, and the date to start circulating the petitions is mid-February. So if you have any interest and you want to learn about it, you can call the Election Bureau, or you can call Don Harrison, and I'll tell you everything I know about it. But it is important that the people recognize that we're a home rule charter community, and I, for one, expect that we would try to live with the law, and this council knowingly violated the home rule charter. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison. Additional items from council? Hearing none, I'll go to planning and zoning, and Mr. Colella.
Thank you, Mr. President. There are 2 items under planning and zoning. Application number 2014-0603, Dawson Company, construction of apartments on Village Drive. Motion. I move that we approve application number 2014-0603, Dawson Company, construction of apartments on Village Drive, in accordance with the Directors of Community Services correspondence dated January 8th, 2015.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve application number 2014-0603, Dawson Company, construction of apartments on Village Drive, in accordance with the Director of Community Services correspondence dated January 8th, 2015. Any discussion from council?
Mr. President?
Mr. McLean.
I just have a couple of comments I want to make. First of all, I want to thank the developer who's here tonight for having a neighborhood meeting. I happen to be the council person from the 7th Ward where this is located, and I appreciate them reaching out to the folks who were going to be most closely located to this development. I think it was very helpful. I also wanted to mention I was at the Planning Commission meeting when they considered and gave their recommendation of approval, and I thought it was noteworthy that I was on the Planning Commission for 20 years before I got on this governing body, but the Planning Commission itself was very high in praise for the developer, both in terms of the quality of the project and the ability of the developer to work with a lot of the things that the Planning Commission focused on. And I think they've been good also in working with the staff. So I want to thank the developer for that as well. The third thing the developer might not, that I wanted to mention, the developer might not receive so thankfully, but it's to just note that the property is going to be leased from the Port Authority, and in discussions between the developer and its counsel and Mr. McTiernan, we've confirmed that even though they're going to lease it, that there will be a transfer tax payable with respect to the transaction, and that this will be taxable property, that there will be a lot and block number assigned and the property will be taxable. So I just thought it was worth noting that before we take our vote. But back to the good things. I think this is a quality project. I think it'll be a great addition to our community. And again, I want to extend my thanks to the developer for their work on this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McLean. Any further comments from council? Mr. Spagman, please call the roll.
McLean.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Colella.
Yes.
Givens.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
Pass 6-0.
Motion passes 6-0. Next item, Mr. Collette.
Ordinance amending zoning ordinance. Motion, I move that we approve an ordinance of the municipality of Bethel Park amending the zoning ordinance by transferring certain properties from zoning classification R3, one family residential district, to R4, multiple family residential district, zoning classification, said property being located at 5625 Library Road, Route 88, and near the Library Road and Brightwood Road intersection.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the ordinance of the municipality of Bethel Park amending the zoning ordinance by transferring certain properties from zoning classification R3, one family residential district, to R4, multiple family residential district, zoning classification, said property being located at 5625 Library Road, State Route 88, and near the Library Road and Brightwood Road intersection. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Colella.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
6-0.
Motion passes 6-0.
There
Mr.
are
Collette.
no other items under planning and zoning.
Any additional items? Hearing none, we'll go to health, safety, and welfare. Mr. O'Brien.
Mr. Hannon, there are no items under health, safety, and welfare.
Any additional items? Hearing none, we'll go to public works and maintenance, and Ms. Gibbons.
Approval of the 2015 blanket sewer contract, B. Pepinella Company. I move that we award the 2015 blanket sewer contract to B. Pepinella Company for the hourly rate of $949 for 2015 and $949 for the option year 2016.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to award the 2015 blanket sewer contract to B. Pepinella Company for the hourly rate of $949 for 2015 and $949 for option year 2016. Any discussion from council? Mr. Spagnuolo, please call the roll.
Colella.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Any additional items?
No additional items.
Motion to adjourn?
Move we adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.